Student friends, let us begin with our first topic of paper number 3, namely semiconductor devices. Dear students, topic number 1 is semiconductor. Students, semiconductor is not new to you. Already you have studied plenty of part of semiconductor in 12th standard. And we are going to study some more concepts of the semiconductor. Students, please watch the videos curiously so that you are going to understand the aspect what I want to discuss with you. With this particular small instruction, one more thing I am going to discuss at the beginning of the topic only, or at the beginning of the starting of the syllabus, and that is, as a being, the exam will be most probably online. Try to search out the objective questions of the respective topic when you are watching the videos. Every time the trace will be given on the respective type of the objective, try to recognize that and get it note down while watching the videos. Don't watch simply, but while watching, you take the notebook and keep the notes of the things which are going to taught with you. With these instructions which are expected to be followed throughout, let me begin with topic number first, that is semiconductor. Basically, the materials, the substances are going to be divided into three types. One is conductor, second one is insulator, and third one is semiconductor. In all these three, we have to study the semiconductor in detail because you are well aware with the conductor, you are well aware with the bad conductor also. And that's why we are going to give more trace on the semiconductor. To start with semiconductor, we will plan our lecture. So that is called as the lecture plan. Means how we are going to complete this particular topic. Where to start and where to end the topic. To which we can call it as the plan of our lecture. At the first we are introducing the concept of semiconductor. After that, we are going to study the classification of the semiconductor. After that, we are going to study details regarding the intrinsic semiconductor. Then we are going to study extrinsic semiconductor, in which we are going to study two types of the semiconductor. One is N type of semiconductor and second one is P type of semiconductor. With this particular plan, we are going to start with our topic semiconductor. Dear students, you are free to ask the questions online, offline, on the WhatsApp group, on the mail ID, and also a phone number which is provided to you on the WhatsApp group. You feel free to ask anything. So this is the plan of our lecture, how we are going to complete it. Let me begin with introduction of the topic. Dear students, as I already explained you that materials in general are classified into three types. Especially as we are aware that prior to this we can say the substances are classified as per states of matter. There are three states of matter. One is a solid, second one is liquid, and third one is a gaseous state. Nowadays, fourth one is also available. That's what we can call it as it is a plasma state. By considering those states of matter, that is solid, liquid, gases, we are interested with the solid materials. And those solid materials are classified again into three types. From the point of view of its conductivity or from the point of view of its resistance. Those three types of classification of the material are number one, conductor, number two, insulator, and number three, it is a semiconductor. Dear students, please remember our interest is in the semiconductor. Let us begin with the meaning of conductor. Conductors are the metals or materials or substances that conducts the current fully due to free electrons. That is important. Anything that flows due to the free carriers. For example, if you take a metal rod and if you start heating that particular metal rod at the one end, and as time passes, the other end of the metal rod also feels to be hot. Dear students, please remember we are heating the metal rod at one end and you will feel other end also becomes hot. Why? This is because the heat is carried away as temperature of that particular end increases from one end towards the other end. As heat will be transferred from one end to the another end, this is because of the free carriers which are available in that particular metal rod. Another example I am going to quote you, and that is in our family members, suppose someone is suffering from fever. How you are going to check that the person has a fever? Just by touching to him. The person who has a temperature, who has a fever, but touching him, other person feels hot. There is a transfer of heat that takes place from the person having the higher temperature and the person having the low temperature due to flow of heat from hot body towards a cold body. This is possible provided the free carriers are available to carry the heat. Analogous to that, from the point of view of conductivity aspect, we can say conductors are the metals or materials that conducts the current fully due to free electrons. That is important. Electrons are the carriers of the current, and current will be carried only by means of an free charge carriers, and those free charge carriers here are treated as the electrons. Another example I am going to quote you, and that is, suppose if we ignited the scent sticks, or if you sprayed the spray at one corner, it will be spreaded throughout the room, because your hall contains the gas molecules which can carry its smell throughout the room. So there also the flow of molecules will carry the smell, and we can sense with our nose. Analogous to that, we can say here also electrons are the free carriers, charge carriers, which can carry the current, and that's why we can say the material, the metals which conducts current fully current will be carried from one end towards another end of that particular metal due to the free electrons. Such a metals we can call it as these are the conductors. Second one is that as far as the conductor is there, it has a high conductivity. This is another property of the conductor. Conducting material has got high conductivity. That means it has a large number of free charge carriers, so as to increase its conductivity, so that current will be conducted fully. Third, as conductivity of conductor is high, another property is that it has a low resistance. You are well aware, you have studied the resistance, its definition in paper number 1, semester first. Resistance, it is a property, it is a physical property of the conductor that opposes the flow of current. That is called as a resistance. And as the resistance is low, means oppose for charge carriers is low, oppose for current is low, means indicating that it conducts fully. So that is the third property, that is it has a low resistance. Another property is that the conduction band and valence band here are overlapped. By using the band diagram, by using the band theory, we can say that as far as conductor is there, the conduction band and valence band are overlapped. Basically, the metal is made up of the molecules, molecule is made up of the atoms, atom is made up of the nucleus around which the electrons are rotating. Within a nucleus, there are neutrons and protons. All these aspects we are well aware. Number of electrons and protons are always equal. It depends upon the atomic number. Electrons have got negative charges, protons have got positive charges, neutrons are the neutral. This is what we can call it as atomic configuration or structure of an atom. And the number of electrons which are present in the last orbit of an atom, these are called as a valence electron, and these valence electron forms the energy band known as valence band. That's fine. The concept is associated with the valence band. And there are some charge carriers, some of the electrons which possess the higher energy, and they may going to enter into the conduction band. But in case of conductor, no energy band gap is present. Conduction band and valence band are totally overlapped. Next property is that less than 4 electrons in the last orbit. Just now I told you, as far as conductors are there, they contains less than 4 electrons in the last orbit. Means their valence is less than 4. Next one is, these are good conductor of the electricity. Last one, examples of the conductors are copper, gold, silver, iron, etc. Generally, copper is the metal which is widely used for the electric fittings as a conducting material. Now the question will arise, why gold and silver are not used? Even though these are the better conductor than that of the copper. I think you are following. The answer will be obviously gold and silver are costlier material than that of the copper, even though they have better conductivity than the copper. Such a materials we can call it as the conductor. Is it clear? Conductors conducts the current fully due to free electrons. They have a high conductivity. They have a low resistance. Their conduction band and valence band are overlapped. They have less than 4 electrons in the last orbit. That is, its valence is less than 4. They are good conductor of the electricity. Examples are copper, gold, silver, and iron. Such a material we can call it as the conductor. I think you are following the points which I want to suggest you. Now second one is the insulator. Let me proceed further. Insulator behaves exactly opposite to that of conductor. And that is, insulator doesn't conduct the current due to non-availability of electrons. Insulators are the bad conductor of electricity. It doesn't conduct the current. Why? Because they doesn't have the free charge carriers. That is in the form of free electrons. As they doesn't conduct the current, they have a low conductivity. As they have a low conductivity because of its high resistance. As it doesn't conduct, means oppose must be more to flow of current, means it has a high resistance. When you think from the point of view of energy band gap, we can say there is a large band gap present between conduction band and that of valence band. Band gap between the conduction band and valence band is much more in insulator. The valency of insulator is more than 4. That is, it contains more than 4 electrons in the last orbit. This makes the insulator as a bad conductor of the electricity. For example, wood, glass, plastic, etc. You are well aware with this material, they doesn't conduct the current. Those are bad conductor of electricity because of all these reasons. I think you are following the insulators also. The next one, where we are interested and which we are going to cover, and that is third classified metal, that is the semiconductor. Dear students, as we are aware that conductor conducts the current fully, insulator doesn't conduct the current fully, but semiconductor is the material that partially conducts the current and partially doesn't conduct the current. It partly conducts the current and partly doesn't conduct the current. Such a material we can call it as it is a semiconductor. Semi means partly, conductor. Semiconductor, partly conductor. Another meaning, partly non-conductor. Hence we can say it is a partially conducting the current and partially doesn't conduct the current. Let us see what exactly it means. As it partially conducts the current, partially doesn't conduct the current, it has a conductivity in between conductor and that of insulator. For insulator, conductivity is less. For conductor, conductivity is more. In between that, the material that possesses the conductivity, that is called as the semiconductor. Same is true with the resistance also. The resistance of the semiconductor is also going to lie in between conductor and that of insulator. Insulator has got ideally infinity resistance. Conductor has got ideally zero resistance. In between that, the resistance will be possessed by means of a semiconductor. When you speak from the point of view of energy band gap, in insulator large band gap is present. In case of conductor, no energy band gap. Both are overlapped. In case of semiconductor now, there is a small energy band gap between conduction band and that of valence band. Energy band gap is less than that of energy band gap present in the insulator or more than that of energy band gap as far as conductor is being considered. As far as semiconductor is there, last orbit contains the 4 electrons. In case of conductor, last orbit has got less than 4 electrons. In case of insulator, last orbit has more than 4 electrons. In case of semiconductor, exactly 4 electrons are present in the last orbit. Its valence is 4. As we are aware, it partly conducts the electricity. Conductor fully conducts, insulator doesn't conduct the electricity, semiconductor partly conducts the electricity. Examples: silicon, germanium, carbon, gallium, arsenide, etc. Gallium arsenide are the semiconducting materials. All these material have got these properties. Means this material conducts current partially. Conductivity lies between conductor and insulator. Resistance is also going to lie between conductor and insulator. Small energy band gap is present. Last orbit contains the 4 electrons. That is, all fourth group elements are called as the semiconductors. The elements which are present in the fourth group of the periodic table are called as the semiconducting materials. Dear students, this is how the materials are classified into 3 types. One is the conductor, second one is insulator, and third one is semiconductor. Let me proceed further to classify the semiconductor. These semiconducting materials are classified into 2 types. One, it is intrinsic semiconductor known as pure semiconductor. Second one is extrinsic semiconductor. It is also referred as the impure semiconductor. Means semiconductors are further classified into 2 types. One is intrinsic semiconductor and second one is the extrinsic or impure semiconductor. Dear students, this is the proper place where we have to stop today. In this particular lecture, we have studied how to proceed with our first topic, that is the plan of our lecture. We have introduced the materials, we have classified the materials, we studied the conductor, insulator, and also the semiconductor. If you remember all these respective points of conductor, insulator, and semiconductor, there may be equation differentiate between conductor, insulator, and semiconductor. And just now we have classified the semiconductor into 2 types. One is the intrinsic semiconductor and second one is extrinsic semiconductor. With this, we can say we'll stop here. Next time we will begin with intrinsic semiconductor, to which we can call it as it is a pure semiconductor. Student friends, try to watch the video carefully. If you have got any doubts, any queries, any problems, you can ask me on my phone number, which is provided to you on the WhatsApp group, or you can write it on the group, or you can mail to me. The answers will be provided to you. That's all about this particular first lecture. Next time we'll deal with the pure semiconductor.